California at the Comic Bug in Manhattan Beach.
Woo!
Elle is back. She's made her long triumphant return.
It's been 3 weeks since I've been on here. Last week we were doing our whole Illuminati Heads Up tournament, but we are back this Sunday, and I'm super excited to be here.
Yeah, I forgot.
Presented by the Illuminati. Thank you, Elle.
That's right. Congratulations, you guys won one, whatever.
Suck it, rest of the world.
Daniel Jerome is live with us as well.
Hello, everyone.
And I know y'all tuned in to see me, so I'm here. I made it alive. 49ers got a big win today, guys. Welcome to the football episode.
That's right. People love that.
This week we're going off topic a little bit because
we have sad news. I'm sure all of you guys have already heard.
That's correct.
Robert Axelrod has passed away. And who is he?
Robert Axelrod has been many pivotal characters in Power Rangers, of course, most notably Lord Zedd, which a lot of people do remember. But he's also been, of course, our favorite mad scientist.
Yes, the one that's going to make pigeon rats.
Yes, that's right, Finster. Your favorite floating head.
Yes.
Locor. He's also Lokar, I'm sorry. He's also been Chunky Chicken, the Eye Guy, which completely forgot.
God, that guy's so disgusting.
Goofish, Two-Headed Parrot, which I completely forgot, and Grumble the Elf. The man is a master of voices, and I love the fact that he did so much within a short amount of time for Power Rangers. Like, boom, he was always keeping work. Nice guy. Everyone, I've met him once.
Yeah, you did something.
And
talk about your experience. We don't have it with us today. We weren't able to go through the archives and dig it up. But what was your experience? What was that whole skit thing?
We went to NinjaCon and we wanted to shoot something with him, but time was running short. Yes. So at that time, producer Josh was like, okay, hey, why don't we just ask him if we could shoot something real fast, like a sketch, blah, blah. And so we approached him. We told him, we see you're reading something and you're finishing up a crossword puzzle. Can we just do it where I just walk in and I just start telling you, like, like that, and then you'll just be annoyed and you'll tell me to go away or something like that. He was like, I like that. And then we did it. It was great. One and done. We were going to put it out. I think we did. But that was like way back years ago. We got to clean up stuff, guys. You can't have everything old sitting there.
Hopefully we will be able to dig that up. And if you want to follow us on any of our social media accounts, the Illuminati on Instagram.
Yes.
We will post it up there as soon as we find it. Yes. If we can find it.
So today's episode was originally going to be about the Phantom Ranger episodes. We are actually, from Power Rangers Turbo, we're actually going to do something in lieu of Mr. Axelrod's passing. We're going to do our favorite Lord Zedd moments. Actually, our favorite Robert Axelrod moments. And this is where you guys come in because we want to hear all of your experiences with some of the characters he played, maybe how this character impacted your life or, a part of your fandom. If you have any personal experiences, we want you guys to chat us. But you know what we can do in case the chat moves a little too fast for us? Hit that super chat button. You guys know how that works, and it'll keep it right there at the top so we can all kind of celebrate the life of Mr. Axelrod together.
Yes.
Now, before we get into really talking deep about Robert Axelrod, I want to talk about Lord Zedd specifically.
Oh, man.
Let's talk about the first time that he appeared and what you guys' first thoughts were.
He was super menacing. That whole suit, the pan up from down up to his exposed brain, I thought it was phenomenal. I absolutely loved his character.
I did. It was a lot, especially thinking about it on a kid's show. Here goes this guy who is like just
exposed?
muscles. Yes.
He has no skin.
And then
That's
the
terrifying,
brain
man.
part is the part that really was like, maybe this is too much for kids. Maybe he is too scary. And it was interesting.
Very pretty with a tiara with a Z on top. He's the ruler of something.
True.
Like
that is true.
Got
but
his jewelry, accessories, and his staff.
He shows up and he gives that speech to Rita, and he tells her that they're just infants. How dare you even, you can't beat these infants, and you're supposed to be the empress of mean or evil and blah, blah, yada, yada. And then, he literally just talks down to her, and first thing Goldar does, throws her under the bus. I agree. And she just has to take it, you know? And it's like,
he does give Goldar back his wings, our little golden angel.
That's right.
Because of Lord Zedd.
Because of Lord Zedd, because she took them away.
Goldar wouldn't be a flying monkey.
Yeah, that's true. He'd just be this general with a golden armor.
Yeah.
And that was it. Oh, man. But didn't his staff was a snake?
Oh, yeah.
And then
it turned into a snake.
Well, it was a snake, and then I thought, He picked it up and then...
I don't remember. I know that when Tommy kicked it, it turned into a snake.
Yeah.
I thought because he was sitting there like that, and then it turned into the staff, and then he picks it up and
Weird
holds it.
metaphors,
I
yeah.
thought so. Yeah, you know. But that's interesting that his staff indeed was a snake when you think of Voldemort.
Yep. Lord Voldy.
Nagini, and blah, blah. It's got, wow, there's a lot of types of shadows and things that Power Rangers most likely did influence.
Yeah.
Well, also, I think Lord Zedd was inspired by Skeletor, actually.
Ooh.
And also, I think that...
Well, no, I mean, he
No, I get it.
inspired-
I get what
oh,
you're saying. But I think that he was inspired by Skeletor, the character.
That makes sense.
But I also think, if I had to guess, he would be. But it was also one of the first American villains that they had that was full time.
Yeah.
For America, and a menacing one at that. It didn't look as goofy as a lot of the kind of Japanese counterparts.
Yeah.
It was a very menacing villain. It was just
sure.
it was
terrifying.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
There it is.
Hey,
There's our
Super
first.
Chat.
Woo! I'll tell you something that's not so terrifying, which is the Super Chat. Super Chat is a great tool that you can use to highlight whatever you have to say so we can make sure that we see it and address it. Trust me, like I said before, chat goes fast, sometimes too fast for us to even cover. Or just as fast as they're dancing in the background. So, Common Writer Blur01 says, when I saw it the first time, I originally thought the guy who was purified in the countdown to destruction was Robert Axelrod. Oh, remember, and the countdown to destruction is, we're going to get to it. But there's the Zordon wave, as they call it. And it kind of gets rid of almost all evil. And it hits Lord Zedd, and then there's this guy who's in a sweater tied around his neck and blah
preppy.
blah. Yeah.
Okay,
and then
got it.
there's Rita too, and then it's that's who people thought. Okay, that's who he was. Was that the suit actor?
No, but that was also an actor that was also the guy that was the karate referee for Tommy and Jason.
Really
and
good.
stuff. So he was actually in a bunch of episodes of Power Rangers.
Dang.
Here's the interesting thing though. We love your super chats, but you know what we like even more? Your Patreon support. So what you can do is go to the link that's provided in the description. If not, our producer is going to put it in the chat right now. If you're not already a patron for Power Rangers Constant Protectors, we encourage you guys to check it out and join us. We would really, really, really appreciate your support. We're not asking for your money. We're just asking for you guys to give it a look. If you like what you see, come and support us.
There you go. No, I thought the ascot was a scarf.
Stephanie!
Whoa!
What's going
I thought an
on?
ascot was a scarf. I thought,
Babe,
not one a
It's
sweater.
what Ken wears.
She could have
Yeah,
just
that's not a
Patreoned
sweater.
us.
I mean, that's what he's...
She could have just joined the Patreon.
Or you
Well,
should've
hey,
bought- you
hey,
should've
that's
bought
once a
shirt
month.
from the T
That's
Public
once a
store,
month. She's
'cause
just like, here's money.
There's
That's true.
$20. You could have got a shirt from our T Public
Steph,
store.
but there you
Check
go,
that out, too.
Steph coming through with the win,
Thank
showing
you.
you guys how it does work, and she's ceding her time to someone else if they want to go ahead and
It's
speak.
because Joey is hot.
Okay, that's fine.
cheers to
That's
Joey
fine.
and
Cheers
his
to Joey and his
hotness.
hotness.
Cheers.
There you go. There you go.
You gotta take them. You gotta take them when you get them.
Hey, and if you guys get a chance, please follow, is it that hashtag Joe on Instagram? Wait for Throwback Thursday. I'm going to hype this
You
up.
are going to
Yesterday-
love this.
Yesterday, Steph found this picture, and it
Woo!
is phenomenal. I cannot wait for you guys to see it. Give them a follow. Make sure to stay tuned for that on Thursday.
You know what the difference is with all of us at the Illuminati? We actually do hang out outside of this.
Yeah.
So Elle and Josh came back from Vegas. They came to me and Stephanie's place
Just to hang out for a bit.
and just hang out for a bit. And Stephanie did find a picture of her and
It
I.
is the best thing I've ever seen. You guys got to make that the #1 picture for his top 9.
Yes, yes.
Gotta make that the #1 picture for his top 9.
Yes.
I guarantee you guys are gonna love it.
Oh my god.
Yes, thank you for the hashtag Joey is hot. Let's get that trending, by the way. Anyway, let's go back to this because thank you, Stephanie, so much. I love you. You're the best. Let's go back to this real quick, though. Patreon account. If you guys want to support us, check us out on Patreon, Cosmic Protectors. We have a lot going on. Now, we, maybe I'm going to tease it in this episode because we also said we were going to debut line art. Black and white line art.
Oh,
Yeah.
shoot.
Hey,
Okay.
you guys should stay tuned for that till the end of the show, though.
Yes,
We
I
want you
think
guys
so.
to watch
Exactly.
this whole thing, so we're gonna
Exactly.
trick you like that.
So we got something to debut for that line art, and it's a big one this week. But also, we have a lot going on with the show. It's making great progress, and
MJ Spot is here. I'm sorry.
I haven't seen
I'm
MJ
excited
Spot in
because
here for a really long time. I
the
know
time
that we
is
stream
like
later.
later.
It's
I'm
hard
shocked.
for
Did you
to-
cut off my promo in the middle of it?
No. We were
Is
just
that
we were
what just
restarting
happened?
it. We were restarting it because we thought delivery had
Jesus
to be.
Christ.
All right, do your promos.
So anyway, check us out on Patreon. The link is in there. Josh, I think Josh put the link in there.
Yes.
But the link is in there, and what Patreon or what we're doing for Power Rangers Cosmic Protectors, it's a Power Rangers motion comic and audio podcast as well. Also coming soon to the Patreon, starting next weekend actually. Well, we're going to start recording it next weekend. Is going to be a Patreon exclusive podcast. Now you don't actually have to be a supporter of the Patreon to get the podcast. All you got to do is follow the page, I believe.
Yes.
And you can get that podcast for free. But it's going to only be exclusively on Patreon. Here is the deal. I want to say show, 'cause it is a show, but it's also a motion comic.
Yeah.
It's making great strides. I've had a bunch of meetings, and what you're gonna see on, look at that.
Hey, let's cut your promo
Cutting
off
off
one more
promos?
time to save.
Cutting off
Yeah.
promos.
Oh, wait, hold on. We
Super
gotta cut that off.
chat.
We gotta cut that off because Toku Kid just
Cutting
cutting
off
off promos.
Yeah, we are. Thanks, Toku
That's
Kid.
right.
Thanks so much for that
That's
super
right.
chat. Keep sending them in.
It only cost you $2 to cut off my promo.
It's worth it. It is worth it.
It's worth it.
But anyway, and I love Toku. He's actually, funny enough, Toku's doing some great work. He's a part of this just as well.
Follow our Instagram account. He has a lot of animations up there. We're slowly releasing them out.
And
for
his
HSS.
new thing that he debuted, I saw you guys' show yesterday. That new Henshin Hangout thing is really cool that you guys
Yeah,
did.
man.
Toku Kid, kudos to you, man. You're doing a great job. You need to come and hang out more, though.
He has a podcast
He
too.
lives so far, though.
He does live
He has
far.
a podcast called Talk Toku.
But we'll just keep giving you the shout outs.
Toku
Thanks so
Talk.
much for that super chat. For the rest of you that want to cut off Joe's promos, keep them coming.
Yeah, that's how it works, man.
So go ahead and start over.
Yeah.
It's gonna take me about 45
I know,
minutes to
they
get
keep going.
through. This was the Robert Axelrod show. Now it's turning into the promo. So yeah, check out our Patreon account. Do it, Thomas Franco. You're on all of our social media, but you should really check out our Patreon. At the very least,
Just give it a follow. I mean, you
at
don't
the
have
very
to give us
least,
any
what
money
you
or
could
anything.
do, because you do it for all the other websites and THS hashtaggers, maybe copy the link and put it in the page. I see that happens a lot. You're a visual, what's it called, visual artist or something?
Yeah.
Something like that, visual something. But you have that going on for you. But a lot of you guys can get in on the action too. You guys wanted to be a part of the Power Ranger world. Well, now you can. But not only just with us in a fan-made environment, but with actual Power Rangers. So the way that that's going to work out, more on that at the end of the show.
Yes. Okay.
Stay tuned. It's big news.
Oh, it's gonna be huge,
Super
guys.
excited about that.
So, back to Zedd, like we said, what we thought about him when we first saw him. What about you? First, see Zedd. What's going through your head?
The first time I saw Lord Zedd, first of all, what I remember very clearly about the episode The Mutiny was it was a primetime episode on Fox Kids,
Yes.
meaning that it came on right after Batman the Animated Series. Either that or X-Men Phoenix Saga. Both were all in primetime. And I love that lineup. But then Power Rangers was on last. And when that came on and you get that Lord Zedd reveal, it was menacing. Like, Rita Repulsa was never menacing to me.
No.
Goldar was, though.
Yes.
And maybe even some of the villains. Like, I remember being a little scared of, like, when I was younger. Not scared of, but I thought it was a cool-looking villain. Was the Nasty Knight that Zack fought.
Oh,
Oh.
man.
And King Sphinx, for some odd reason.
Dude, I have a toy of King Sphinx, and
I
I
did,
always
too.
thought he was gonna come back, and he
I
never
did, too.
Never. Came
I thought
back.
that, too.
It was just the one episode. And
I
that was it.
bought the mole guy. I loved him. Just that
The mole
blue,
guy.
The blue and orange. He's a mole.
Oh,
He was
mole.
Like, he was blue and orange.
That's
He had
that's
little
where the
diggers
Green
on it.
Candle one.
Yep. I loved him. Never came back.
Yeah. So when he shows up, and like, that was a great moment. Like, and I was like, oh, dude, this guy's badass. Like, it's really cool. So now let's get into this dude, Lord Zedd, a little bit.
Well, we had a couple people chime in about what their favorite was. We had we have Secret to the Secrets. When Zedd showed up in the command center, I felt like that was super epic. That we had a villain that was able to penetrate the command center's defenses.
Oh, man.
And who was it that said the first time Serpentera came up? Like that too.
Someone did say that. They're
Super
like when he
large
brings in
dragon?
Serpentera and it was just,
Serpentera was actually a lot weaker than I
oh
anticipated.
man, it was all about the
Kind
power
of like someone
thing.
said that they nerfed Zedd, and they definitely did. When
They
Rita
did.
hooked up with him, he
They
was
did.
definitely
Oh,
less menacing.
it was
but,
Thomas Franco.
Thanks, Thomas Franco. Love that one.
Yeah.
Serpentera and definitely the command center.
Oh
But
man, good stuff. It was really good stuff. Serpentera was dope because it was like larger than any Zord that we ever had.
It was like
And
Shenron, but
yes!
his powers were weak as shit.
Man, that was
I
the
will say,
problem.
when he did show up in the command center, that was menacing.
It was really good.
Because Tommy turns around like, oh.
And he's just there.
And Alpha's hiding behind the the console.
Oh, God. Ay.
That was really good. That was a great episode. And wasn't that then also there was only one time where Lord Zedd physically got involved, at least in the show, was where he fought Tommy, the White Ranger, 1-on-1.
Oh, yeah. Dude, and that was still interesting. Tommy, well, it's going to be Jason or Tommy, and Tommy gets to fight Lord Zedd.
Yeah.
And we get to see how powerful Lord Zedd is, because he chose not to use magic until close to the end, where he was like, I got to call this quits real quick.
Yep.
But he was literally like, Tommy would swing, he hit the staff, knock him down, push him over, flip him over. I was like, yo, so I see why Lord Zedd is so dangerous, because not only just with magic, but literally like hand to hand, he's well trained.
Yeah.
So it was just like, the more you got to see of Lord Zedd, the more you kind of realize why he was who he was.
And you kind of knew because Rita's minions in the beginning, like, they go hiding, right? Like, we don't see Rita's minions for a while because they're like, oh, Lord Zedd came back. Baboon Squad. Yeah. Squad Baboon, we didn't see him for like that whole arc because they were just like hiding in the background being like, oh, we don't want to deal with him.
That was genius because they were behind the little people.
And peeking in like, oh, is it okay to come out?
And every time he'd give them like speeches and blah blah, they're just like, oh my god, ooh. And they ducked, they hid, they never wanted to say anything. And then finally, I don't know what happened, why they actually ended up meeting in.
Hey, we got another super chat. Thanks so much, Ryan is a ghoul.
Ryan is ghoul says, show love, keep up the good work you do, guys.
Well, thanks.
Directing that towards me.
He did take over as the main villain, and yeah, that is correct. He did dethrone Rita.
Here's the thing, though, with here. Oh, that's such a cool picture. I've never seen that. Like, you know what? By the way, Hasbro's doing this thing right now where it's like
Hasbro Pulse.
Well, they sent us an email to do it too.
Oh yeah.
They want us to get all our Lightning collection figures and do like a scene and use a specific hashtag for it. We are going to start doing that, by the way.
Yeah.
Nice. I also want to mention that if you're looking.
Got another one.
Oh, wow, we have another super chat. What's going
It's
on?
Rookie Promos, boom! Common Writer Blur 01
He said, did y'all think Zedd lost his cool after he married Rita?
A little bit.
You gonna interrupt my reading now? Dick.
That relationship, I really like though. Rita and Zedd, when like all his little nicknames to her, and like I love it. It's super cute.
And also, like the love potion, and then it wears off, and he's still in love
And
with
he's
it.
still in love with her.
And
It
I
was
was
genuine.
like, damn, I like that. That was super cute. Even though he became less menacing for sure, I totally shipped them.
Domesticated Zedd, man.
Yes.
It was good.
Yes.
It was super cute. They had their wedding, and he's Jewish. And
He is Jewish.
Yes,
He is Jewish. It was like da 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 da. Hey Josh, what do they play for that? What's
Jewish?
why do they play that song? Is that like a popular Jewish song?
Is
Is it for bar mitzvahs or weddings?
It's a celebration song.
Oh, so it's for everything. Oh, okay. I thought it was for.
Now this art right here, this is from the game, right? It's from one of the cutscenes. I think so. I think it's one of the cutscenes from the game, but it looks like they could have done an animated show, you know, real short or something.
What if
like
I
that.
told you that Lord Zedd we have a prequel coming up for him for Cosmic Protectors Universe, and that he was a ranger with Zordon,
with
and a few others,
Zordon and Rita?
and maybe
someone else?
maybe what's her name, Demetria.
What?
Yeah.
So Demetria.
Gosei, maybe Gosei.
Oh.
There's a lot that we can do.
I like it.
We have something coming up though, but we do have our own tribute to Lord Zedd. We have a lot going on with the game.
No, I forgot about my promo time. So we do have these figures from the Lightning Collection, which you mentioned.
Oh, yeah.
We have the
Oh yeah.
Red Mighty Morphin Red and Zeo Gold Ranger.
Yes.
If you were looking for those figures of Austin St. John, if we get 10 new Patreons within any or patrons. Sorry, I keep calling them Patreons because that's what it's called.
What it's called.
But patrons, if we could get 10 new patrons within any 7-day period from where we are now, we will be raffling that off. We have a lottery. We'll put your name in a hat. We'll pull it out, and we will ship you international.
I thought you said we will shit you.
Ship to you
Well,
those figures.
Anyway, anything we're doing, Zedd is happy with it, so it's fine.
We got another super chat.
Oh, here it goes.
Larry
Newbill hitting us with the
Hey,
words.
it's not just Larry Bill, it's Silver Patron Larry Newbill.
Oh, that's right.
And he says,
That's
my
right.
first time seeing him was unique and scary at the same time. My favorite moment was him and Rita gifted King Mondo and his fam with a time bomb.
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
that
so
was
good. And he was like, "Get back here!" And he was just ahead. It was
Oh,
like,
I like
man.
the twirling thumbs of Zedd.
See?
Like, oh,
See?
we're up to something.
Dude, yeah, and I mean,
That
well,
Mr. Burns kind of like excellent.
So let me ask you guys.
Uh-huh.
Lord Zedd came in very menacing, quickly got very domesticated,
I
Yeah.
love domesticated Zedd though.
Yes.
That is definitely my favorite.
but
Zedd.
also had a son.
oh yeah, well,
Power
they,
Rangers universe.
Him and Rita end up having a child.
Yeah, him and Rita have a child, and you'll see that in Operation Overdrive.
Nice.
Oh, I was going to say the
Nice.
name. Okay, perfect.
You gotta say the name.
Thrax?
What?
Is it Thrax?
Thrax. That's right. It was
Yep.
Thrax.
Oh.
So we do
Very
know that
interesting.
Zedd's seed somehow
There it goes.
traveled across the
So
universe.
it kind of has the little grid thing and the color. Yeah, it's weird, but it's like,
They,
yeah,
they
he's
should have
the
just
son
got
of.
rid of the humanoid face.
It just kept the whole thing like that, yeah, right?
Yeah,
Of where the homage to his
really.
dad?
Actually, a pretty good episode.
I don't like that character design, but that's okay. There's a lot that I don't like, so it's fine. I'll
It's
allow
fine,
it.
I guess.
It's not the worst out of Power Rangers, so I'll allow it.
Man, oh boy.
And Lord Zedd. So let's also talk some, and I can go on for days about another character. We'll talk about Finster.
Love Finster, man. Ever since you mentioned his backstory in the Power Rangers comics, man, I look at him completely different. When are we ever gonna get that Saw version of the show?
Shay.
We wanna.
Oh
we
yeah.
want a
October.
Saw mashup
Next
of
month.
Yeah.
Finster.
So actually, so if you look at, that's a great segue, El.
But also, we have another super chat to cut you off from Common Rider Blues01.
That's right.
Another moment when he made Rocky a gambler.
Is that the
Oh,
Pachinko
the-
machine?
yeah.
I actually think this is another silver patron. If this is John
John
Gatewood.
Gatewood, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kamen
Thank
Rider
you
Blur
so
01.
much for that super chat. We really appreciate it. We can't wait to hear your fan question for Jacqueline
you.
coming next Saturday.
That's
Daniel
right.
wanted one,
That's
too.
gonna be a big one. I do.
Hey,
Please.
Alfred, Daniel needed one as well.
Well, if you could please.
Did you call him Alfred?
Yeah.
Design was horrible for facts. You're right. It definitely was. But once again, Finster definitely
Creative,
definitely,
then
yeah.
making the monsters, which makes more sense because I don't know where Divatox's monsters come from, but this makes sense.
I still
Finster
don't know.
But
creative.
talking about Finster, though, you know that he gets his redemption though in
the
Soul of the
comics?
Dragon. Do you know
Oh,
this? You don't know
yeah.
this.
No, I don't know that.
All right,
Do I know
so-
this? Did I- Wait.
Oh, this is brilliant. So this is right around the after SPD era. It's about Tommy. Finster actually.
He's still alive?
yeah.
He's still out and rambling?
Oh, that's the thing. He's
And-
like an old
Nice.
man.
But the thing
He's
is,
an old man. He's a little
You're
Scotty
right.
dog.
but Tommy uses him for intel and help, and pretty much the reason he does it is because Finster's so distraught that he terrorized so many people that he just wants to help Tommy at this point.
What?
Yeah.
Finster is like the
But-
best character
but
with the
he
best
also-
character
And then he
development.
dies though. They do kill him in this thing.
But he also sees Finster.
But
Really
he's
sad.
but he was Tommy's buddy. Like he's like
Well,
Tommy's buddy in it.
sometimes in a way, almost a father figure.
Almost a father figure to
Because there
Tommy,
are
yeah.
moments where Tommy, like, he'd make a decision in his throne room
Yeah.
and tell all his people to go, and then once they all walk out, Finster stayed behind, and he's like,
Oh,
"I
you're
did the right
thinking
thing."
no wrong thing.
Wasn't that it?
You're talking about Shattered Grid. I'm talking about Soul of the Dragon.
Oh, okay. I'm talking about Shattered Red.
So Soul of
Yeah.
the Dragon, you're thinking of Finster 5.
Yeah, that's right.
So Finster's
That's right.
actually
That's the
he
father
is who he
figure,
is.
Yeah.
But he gives Tommy intel about things that are happening, and he pretty much is kind of like,
that's
listen,
right.
I hurt so many people, and all I want to do is help you. And
After he
it's
murders his wife?
so good.
After
Weird.
that and everything else,
Man.
he felt so guilty during that time. Yeah, that's all he wanted to
That
do.
doesn't redeem him from all the bad, terrible things that he's done, but I can't wait to see that. Gotta catch up on a lot of things.
You should because
Wait.
because the Soul of the Dragon, our world in Cosmic Protectors is based in that right
Yeah, it
there. in
comes
that
Right
right
there,
after.
right there.
Right
now,
there.
see, Black Wings is something interesting. The way Robert did work or embody the voice, it kind of makes Finster sound like a poor soul who had no choice but to work for Rita. He does. At moments, he does sound like it's like he's a definitely sympathetic character. Oh yes, ooh, ooh. But there are moments where he approaches him and tells him like, "Look, this is what we should do. This is what I think we need to do," and blah blah blah. So it's like Finster's evil also.
Is Finster a gargoyle?
No, he gets turned into one. So
Yeah.
that's how they kill him. He gets turned into stone, and pretty much that's how like the evil villain kills.
Oh
like,
man,
Finster.
let's get a crossover to Gargoyles, and he lives in New York. But, like,
Gargoyles does need to. I don't know how that's not a movie like live
Gargoyles
action.
was such a good show.
It
A
was
live
a good
action
show.
makes sense.
It was kind
And I
of
feel like
past time.
Gargoyles was like super underrated, but I also think it came at the tail end of the Disney afternoon.
It did, but because I was a little bit older when Gargoyles came out, so
But it
I
was
didn't
a
want to tell
good
people
show.
that I still watch cartoons. But I love Gargoyles.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
Wait,
such
Who would
a-
you cast it in Gargoyles? Who Who would be like the
Goliath.
Jonathan Frakes.
Goliath?
Who's
Hey,
gonna be Goliath?
you're
I know
in a
right
gallery.
now.
Nobody's
I know
talking to
I'm
you.
thinking right now.
Go
Who's
do
your
your
Goliath?
Star Trek show where nobody watches that.
But
That is good.
Because if I had to pick one black guy who originally played him with the deep voice, would
Yeah.
I pick a new black guy? Just pick Idris.
I knew
Idris
you were gonna
Elba
say
would be
Idris
really good.
Elba.
Just pick Idris.
Oh man, that's a really good one. Who would you get for Brooklyn?
Donald Glover.
Oh, I like that.
Dang. For Brooklyn, actually, I'm thinking of.
What about Lex?
I'm thinking of.
Matt Smith.
Ooh.
Kind of goofy, yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, Matt Smith would
I like
be
Matt
good.
Smith.
Oh wow.
Hmm.
Okay.
That would be interesting. That would be interesting.
What about Broadway?
Oh, Broadway's a good one.
Broadway is a
Oh,
good
that's
one.
good.
Broadway's
Are
a
we gonna
hard
release
one
the color
though.
run though?
I don't know.
Yeah, we're gonna put that one up.
That's it.
Color one's for our Patreons only.
Yeah, so stay tuned after the show to see what we were talking about live right here at that hashtag show, right here at the Illuminati TV.
Hey, that
Whoa,
is true.
Yeah.
It is interesting that the Zordon wave didn't dust Finster.
It didn't dust a lot of folks.
Yeah, but that's true. Babu and Squat.
L is hot. You got a
Hey,
super
thanks,
chat.
Hey, look at
I am
you.
also hot. Picture.
Take a picture.
Um,
Like that.
Put flames behind me.
yeah, man. Gargoyle was
What's the
Utilize
thing
the
now?
green
People do this
screen.
now? Right? They do this.
Gargoyles was great. Here's the thing, though. Interestingly enough, about Finster, one of the most underrated characters of all Power Rangers, 100%. That's why I want to give him his own shirt. Is because A, out of respect to Robert Axelrod.
Yes.
Yeah.
B, because Finster's a dope character.
He
He
is.
really
Like,
is, and terrifying.
Creepy
but
as
also,
fuck.
Ooh, has feels now. Gotta get through that.
Whoa,
whole
Stephanie
year.
is going to... Shut up, Tom. Hey,
Rude. Excuse you. I am delightful.
Thomas Franco, let me talk to you for 2 seconds, brother.
He's joking though. He's joking.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Sometimes I always see you in your pictures, the face, always frowning. I've never seen you smile in one picture. You know, you smile just a little bit. Turn that frown upside down, your day'd be a lot happier. And
I like that.
let me
I like
tell
that.
you, I mean a lot happier.
He's right.
Who's in there?
Smile a bit, you'll be happy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it works.
Just smile a bit.
Thanks,
You'll be happy, brother.
WWE Master.
There you go, because she is. Ellie is awesome. Ridiculously awesome. It always makes for a good day. So, when it comes to Finster, do you guys have moments with Finster as well? That you're like, yo, this is one thing I remember from Finster, doing this, that, or the other, that was just like, yeah, I liked it. Do you have one? Because it's kind of hard to pick a moment
It's
for
just his
Finster.
character, I think. But the only reason I really like his character now is because of the comics.
See,
Yeah.
now we got Cosmic Protectors in my head, and I look at Thomas Franco, and he looks like a sleepy armadillo to me. So maybe we make him a
Maybe
villain.
make him a villain.
That looks like a sleepy
No,
armadillo.
and that's genius. No, and then like he has moments where he does fall asleep during battle, so he turns to that ball, and the thing
And
is you can't
crushes
crack
everyone?
it.
Yeah.
You can't crack it, but once he turns, to
He
the ball,
almost
starts to
also
roll
looks
through.
like an unhappy Snorlax. So it's either way.
Oh.
Either way you go, it is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. So I love Finster. I love the character. I think it's
Oh, I
best.
do remember that.
Read it then, douchebag.
Remember when Finster breaks into the command center and turns Alpha bad during the wedding?
Yes.
Yes.
The Alpha that gave no fucks.
Yes! Remember, Alpha was so mean to everyone during that time, and I loved it. Battles of Alpha, that was like, yeah, this is the Alpha that I love.
Here might be my favorite comment of the night, and you didn't have a super chat for me to read it. But the only reason I really like this comment is like subtly hitting on L. It's like, what's up, hashtag show crew? LT single, hashtag Power Rangers, hashtag shift and a turbo. I like the, nothing made sense.
What? But it was just
Hey,
like,
but the emojis fit the shit.
Hey, then actually, I take it back.
it
This
does-
is
it does- that's what you
this
call
is
it.
my next favorite comment. Go scroll.
Okay.
Is it from Larry Newville?
It is
the
from Larry
super
Newville.
chat? Thanks again, Larry Newville.
Silver patron Larry Nubo says, congratulations on the win, Joe. Thank you. And congratulations on your win, because you're Chiefs.
My
won.
Chiefs won too. Bravo, bravo.
Congratulations.
Sports
Bravo.
team.
Sports teams. Who doesn't like sports teams?
Yes. But yeah, that's...
Terrorists. That's who does.
Let's continue on. Let's continue back on our track with the retrospective of Mr. Axelrod's life, or not his life, but the characters he portrayed in this fandom at least.
In particular, in Power Rangers, we're not going to talk about his old stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he's voiced too many characters for us to talk
Mine
about
for,
all of them.
well, see, the one that I still have to talk about is that Grumpy Elf.
Oh yeah,
That Grumpy Elf
man,
was
it's so
great.
weird.
Rumble?
Yeah, how he had the little kind of like
Crumbly,
New Yorker
crumbly.
accent, and he was always really upset at everyone. Like, oh, God, get out of here. Blah, blah, blah. Ah, stupid kids. Like, he was like, yes, yes. speak exactly the way I would. Like,
Wait,
I hate
that's
people.
also the episode randomly where there's a baby. Like when the Zords are fighting, you guys remember this? There's like they edited it. They didn't edit it.
in the bottom, and it's like, where did the baby come from? And
Yeah.
it's never explained.
Yes.
Yes.
This is that episode.
Oh my
Do you remember
God.
this?
Yes, I do.
We talked about it, and it was like, wait, I didn't notice that the first time. We put the image up, and I was like,
Oh
oh
my
my God.
There's like a baby randomly in
Did
the
not
episode.
even know. I was like, yeah, like a kid, but it was just kind
The
of like,
editor for sure like fucked up.
Yeah.
1000%.
For
God.
sure.
I love it. I love it. But didn't we have Grumble again later? Like it was in the storybook, or that was the same?
That was
Oh,
like a different
I'm sorry.
outfit.
That. No,
We
you're
had
right. You're
Grumble
right.
again.
Actually,
We had him again.
You're right. It's Grumble the Elf. We're thinking of.
The Christmas?
What are we thinking of?
Was that the storybook one? Where Tommy and Kimberly
No,
got
you're thinking of that one.
I'm thinking of that one because Grumble was in that one too. Wasn't
Was
it?
No,
it
no.
both Grumble, or was it just the same character? Because remember they reused a lot of the same suits and named them
Mr.
something
Tinkle
else.
Sneezer is, I think, what we're.
Ah, yes.
I think that's what we're thinking of.
Oh my God.
Okay, I get confused because there are certain costumes that they reused
They
and renamed them
reused it,
as
yep.
different villains.
Yep, and you're like, no, I don't get this at all. Like, yeah, that's true. Hold on, let me see.
We gotta look this up. If anyone can confirm it before Daniel finds it, you get
Yeah, come on, people.
the no prize,
Yes,
but our respect and admiration.
I love it. The no prize.
Hey, let me ask you
the no
guys
prize
a
is the
question
best
off
prize.
topic, but not really.
All right.
If in Cosmic Protectors, if you had to resurrect any villain from the past, any villain, who would it be?
Grumble is that one, but like.
So you were wrong and we were right.
Yeah.
So blue with the
yeah.
eyebrows, right? He just,
Yes.
he got a little
blue
face.
with the white eyebrows,
Yeah.
but it's that it's that elf, but it's Grumble.
Yeah.
That's
They
insane.
reused the costume,
Thank you
but
so
it wasn't
much.
like the same type of voice. It wasn't the same type
Nope.
of anything. It was completely different character, but the same suit.
From Whom the Bell Tolls used Tickle Sneezer. So okay, all right. And
That's
Tickle
what I was
Sneezer
talking
with
about.
the baby.
Tickle
Yeah.
Sneezer. Is that what you said, or did you call
I
it
said
Tinkle?
Tickle Sneezer, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Tinkle Sneezer? I think I said Tinkle Sneezer.
Yeah. He's just a recolored Tickle Sneezer.
Yes.
Sporting a Santa Claus like outfit. That's exactly it.
Man, that's crazy.
Wow. Okay. All right. That's fine enough for me.
Crazy.
I dig it. I definitely dig it. Mondo the Magician. Oh God, I remember that episode. Man, he's done so much.
Yeah.
Really, he's done so much.
We really did lose someone that was kind of
Digimon.
integral
He was
to
on
Power
Digimon.
Rangers.
You know, it's kind of sad. I mean, it is sad, definitely, but it's one of those things too where because I never got the chance to interview him actually. I've met
You're
him.
the only one of us
you
that
were,
actually got to
right?
do something. I hope we can find that footage so we can put it up on.
Yeah, I've met him, but I never interviewed him, and because I think like his health was starting to deteriorate
Yes.
as I was started really getting into this, but it's pretty crazy how quickly. How quickly all that stuff happens. So whenever you get a chance to meet some of these folks, you should go out of your way and do it because you never know if it could be their last time. Not to sound morbid or anything.
But it's
But
true.
it's true.
Because even like Trini, there are things you don't even have to be old, and tragedy sometimes just strikes. So.
Yeah.
Memories live on though, and this
Yeah.
dude, Robert Axelrod's going to be pretty. I mean, he's going to be immortalized as one of the most iconic villains in
For
this
sure.
26-year franchise,
For sure.
which is still going to continue. So, if you can, show support to his family, show support to anybody that you can. We also got another super chat.
Thanks,
Anthony Davis with 2 eyebrows says, "My favorite moment is Lord Zedd versus Tommy."
Yes.
He talks about it, and definitely it's still a moment that no one will forget because he came through, handled business, and there were no qualms about it.
Yep.
And when he was ready to go, he was like, all right, let me just mic drop here, and I'm gone. And it was like, yo, formidable villain. It wasn't just always magic. I can handle it. I can give you the hand.
Do you think that anybody, because the character Lord Zedd, you can't shove that character forever.
No.
Do you think anybody's going to take a crack at doing that voice though? Because it seems like a pretty hard voice to do.
I don't think anyone has the
It would have to.
the special
It
magic.
wouldn't have to be the same voice. They would have to do their own swing on it.
interpretation,
Yeah,
yeah.
I wouldn't even try to mimic it. It's just something
No.
something new. We know it's Lord Zedd, but it's a totally different voice.
True.
Yeah.
True.
I feel like you don't want to dishonor his memory and try to imitate.
Oh,
It's like
no.
those bad ones where it's like you have those other voice actors where it's like, "Hey guys, I'm Jason," and it's not even Jason's voice.
Oh
Hey,
gosh!
I'm Jason. What? Who are you?
All right, guys. Like, it
Oh
was like,
God!
Yeah.
Please leave. Oh yeah, but I do a good Jason. I do. No, it's just no sleeves. You just walk in, rip someone's sleeves off, and that's it. My God, I'm looking at his like just body of work. He's
Yeah, it's a
done
lot of stuff.
so-
There's a ton of stuff that he's done. So many
much.
voices.
God, he's on some
So
film I
sad.
remember watching with Ed Helms.
Really?
And, yeah, it's on Netflix. And Ed Helms was with that guy from like all the Seth Rogen films, the black guy from all the Seth Rogen films plays the piano a lot. Like they were together as this like on this thing. Oh no, I'm sorry, it wasn't him. No,
Craig
it was
Robinson?
Tracy. No, it wasn't Craig Robinson. It was actually Tracy.
Hey, we have
super
another
chat.
super
Tracy
chat.
Morgan.
Another Silver Ranger Patreon member. Also, remember Zedd and MMPR movie. Suit was fire.
Dude,
Yeah.
why did they not choose to just say we're gonna carry this suit over at least and
For all
continue
of
on
us.
the show?
My guess-
He's an
Even the
American.
Rangers.
I'll tell
He
you
was
why.
an
It's
American
not canon.
villain.
I'll tell you
It's
why.
not
Well, no,
He's
I
an
don't think so.
American villain. It
I
doesn't matter.
think the reason why is because they only made probably like two.
And then
they didn't, and they probably had a
ripped
ton of those
ruined.
other suits.
Oh,
And I think that's why. And it would have been too expensive for them just to keep making. I think.
Well, yeah, and remember it had the things, and they actually like pumped stuff into
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
and
So
that's,
Same
and his
thing with
brain
that
even moved like in the
Yeah, the
movie.
pulsating.
So cool.
Yeah.
well, I mean, all
Such
it
a
is
cool
just a
set.
rotator kind of thing, so that's fine. I mean, they can keep the rotator.
Man,
thing
that was
on.
a
That was
looking
a
at
dope,
that though
great
and saying
suit.
like, hey, this is for kids. Like that's a very menacing looking
It's
like
just,
villain.
it's like
Dude,
a
it's not a
horror thing.
medicine. Yes, it's not a
It's
medicine.
horror. Like his
It's-
muscles
yes.
and brain and everything is exposed. But also,
Ugh.
I feel like it would be really easy to kill Lord Zedd, where you just mush his brain a little bit like a zombie.
You would think so, but I'm thinking he is so powerful that there's a force field somehow around him.
The tiara just creates something that's, like,
or
head
it's just
protective.
Zord is well not.
Well, there can't be
Lord
a force
Zedd
field
is-
around him because Tommy kicked him.
That's true.
No,
I was
just
gonna
around
say
his
either
brain, just
that
around his brain.
or Lord Zedd is just so quick, you'll never be able to touch him. He's like, ha ha ha! I
Agility,
beat the crap out of
perfect.
Tommy. Yeah, he's like, I beat the crap out of Tommy. I'll do it to you too. You're like, you're right, man. But yeah, he was in that movie, and it tripped me out. I didn't even. He's this guy like.
Oh, Repo Jake, yeah. So
Not Repo Jake. But he's out there and he's doing the scene, and he goes over and he tells the guys like, "Oh hey, are you guys going for this show today?"
Hey, we're
And they're
gonna
like,
cut
"Yeah,
you
we
off
are."
because Larry Newbill just
No!
sent in a super chat. Thank you so much, Larry Newbill.
Zedd and Rita.
yeah.
Chilling in the snow dome from the movie.
oh, the snow globe,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's right. I remember they were in the snow globe.
And they were cheering on the Power Rangers.
Yeah, because
to beat Ivan Ooze.
Yeah, Ivan Ooze put them inside, and they were not happy
Man, I really
about
want to
it.
rewatch that movie. I haven't seen it since it came out in movie theaters.
Dang,
been a
yeah,
long
that's
time.
true.
I know.
Oh man.
Hey, we
That
should
was-
do that for our Patreon. If you want to see that, leave us a comment. Let
That's
us know
actually-
if you want.
that's
You wanna
actually
have
a
us
great
watch
idea.
and do a little
Yeah.
bit of a commentary.
Yeah,
Go ahead and
maybe
hit
as
us
we're
up.
watching it, we'll do a live commentary, and that could be one of our Patreon things. So thank you
Yeah.
for our.
Thank you for the idea.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Larry
guys.
is also a Silver Ranger.
That's right.
So
We definitely do appreciate it, man. Oh man, there's so much to talk about when it comes
By
to
the way-
Red, you don't know where to go.
Speaking of our Silver Ranger patrons, this weekend, or next weekend, they're going to get a chance to ask the current Yellow Ranger from Power Rangers Beast Morpher. She plays, I forgot her character's name, but
Roxy?
her name is Jacqueline. Her real name's Jacqueline.
Yeah.
Zoe.
Zoe.
There you go.
How many did those Patreon winners send in questions yet? I know some of them did.
I
So
think Brian Darby asked a question of how many questions you could submit. You could submit as many
As many
questions
as
for
you
her
want.
as you want. We can't promise she'll read all of them, but she'll get at least to one of each person's questions.
at
if we
the
have
very
extra time.
least,
Yeah.
The very
if
least.
there's extra time, go ahead and submit extra questions. We're gonna try to roll in as many as we possibly can.
and a few of you that are on Patreon actually upped your tier level specifically for this. So we want to thank
John
you for
Gatewood
that.
is one of those.
John
Thank you
Gatewood
so
is one of
much.
those. So thank you for that. And by the way, we're $4 away from hitting our first goal.
And
So-
when we get the 100, we will be doing an AMA with one of our cast and crew. So
Yeah.
try to get your friends to sign up. Even
Not
if it's
just
a
yeah,
couple.
it's gonna be a few of us that are gonna be doing the AMA.
Yeah.
So we're gonna give you an inside look on what it's like to you can ask us anything you want about the project. We're gonna answer it as honestly as we can. And
Unless it's like
Unless
spoilers.
it's something, yes,
Unless it's
exactly. There's some
spoilers.
things we aren't going to give away. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And we'll be very Marvel Marvel Studio press trained on how to go around those.
yes, so that'll be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to that. All we need is $4 more on the Patreon. So if you guys have it in the kindness of your hearts to want to check out what we're doing on Patreon, go and do it. Also, if you want to ask Jacqueline a question, or actually, if you're subscribing on Patreon for that tier, that'll be an every month thing for different Rangers we get all the time.
Yes.
Whatever guest that we could get for that month, that's what we'll release, and we'll release it on a Morphin Monday, just a fan question segment.
Ooh.
But actually, this is structured a little bit differently. All of you patrons that are just patrons in general, you guys also get Morphin Mondays a week ahead of everybody else.
Yes.
So I believe the next one you guys are getting first is Brandon J. McLaren. And now you guys are going to have to, everybody else is literally going to have to wait for it.
Yeah. So sign up, be a patron. We appreciate it.
There's gonna be a lot more cooler things coming exclusively to Patreon.
As
also.
we work on it.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, so we're kind of wrapping up on our hour. Do you want to release what we were talking about and looking at on your phone? Do we have that image?
Well, before we do that, I want to shout out.
Whoa, Stephanie Muriel. What's up again? We're all hot.
Thank you, because I thought I was forgotten about. Oh my God.
You're so hot.
That could have went to Patreon though, but that's how.
Hey, shut up.
That's how it rolls.
I need to be remembered I'm hot too.
That's how it rolls. But anyway, here's what I'd like to do. Here's what I'd like to talk about. Is our T-shirts, because right now we have a cool T-shirt design that's mashed up with It the Clown. It's Pineapple the Clown.
Oh,
Do you guys remember that episode?
I do.
Oh,
No clowning
so
around.
good. It was the Trini
But
episode.
it was also in the Islands of Illusion.
It was.
comes back.
Oh,
It
yeah.
comes back.
That's right.
It comes back
Yes.
Makes sense.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Unintended. Am I
Makes
clever?
sense.
for the sequel.
Yes. Indeed.
I try. No one's impressed. That's fine.
Oh,
We're
God.
laughing because we're impressed. Really, you're good.
So yeah, so go and check out our T Public store, because we have some cool shirts on there, and one of them currently is a new shirt, the Pineapple the Clown mashup. So if you
Hey,
planning
Mikey
on,
Perez sent us a picture of him wearing the shirt.
That's
we'll
right.
probably post that up on our Illuminati.
we
Yeah,
will.
it's
It actually is
It
posted.
It's already
Yeah.
up on
Nice.
Illuminati.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely. You guys can head on over there.
Thank you so much for that
The
support.
Illuminati on Instagram and definitely see it right there. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm definitely it's a guy telling me. But thank you. I appreciate it.
Anyway, that wasn't a super chat, so why are you appreciating that?
Well, 'cause
Anyway,
it's
yeah, I don't
hey,
care.
Shut up.
So-
It's about me.
What we were talking about was the shirts, because if you like it, if you want to support Power Rangers, go and sport that shirt when you go watch It 2, It Chapter 2. Or it's also a great
genius
Halloween
crossover.
shirt to kind of get that in the
Oh,
look.
yeah.
Sounds
That's
good.
right. So in October, though, in every month now going forward, we're going to be releasing a new shirt. We already told you what the next month's shirt is. It's going to be the mashup between Jigsaw and Finster.
Yes.
Right in time for Halloween.
It's super good.
Oh, you guys are gonna love it. It's
That's
gonna be
right.
right on point. And then you get to explain exactly why Finster's so scary, and people will be shocked and their minds will be blown. That's right. He killed his wife and he made a pigeon rat.
Hey, we have another super chat from Common Rider Blue 01.
Wait a minute. Let's see. He says, I did it, $100 on
What? We
Patreon.
have
Wait.
$100?
What?
We don't know
Whoa,
that. I
whoa,
think
whoa.
he said he
That's
upped
true.
his. He upped it. Like
Whoa,
no.
man, you're
He's
killing
explaining.
it.
He's
Keep
explaining
going.
that we upped it.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Actually, we're very close. We're $1 away.
We are
nice.
$1
If one
away
of you
from
wants
$100.
to subscribe at the $1 Sky Blue Ranger, you can get your name as a thank you credit.
We're at 99. We're one.
I know.
Yeah, that's what he said,
We're
right?
at 99, so we're $1 away from
Thank you
that
so much.
goal.
If we could get one more, we're guaranteed to get that AMA with
Yes.
any number of us.
Any number of us.
But we also have a cool prize to entice you to want to join. This is going to be for Patreon exclusive. So the 2-pack that came out at San Diego Comic-Con of Jason as the Red Ranger
They're
and Gold
really
Ranger.
difficult to get.
Not only are they difficult to get, I
Well,
probably
they're
shouldn't
not
say
really
this,
out yet.
but I sold one for $150 on eBay just last week. It's true. Hey,
Yep.
I had a couple, I had a few, but I sold one. But just gonna let you guys know, they are very hard to get. And here's the deal: we're giving one away to one of you guys. But we got to get. The rules are
You gotta get. We want 10 new Patreon subscribers. Patreon subscribers.
Within
Patreons on.
Patreon.
Patrons on the
Yep.
Patreon.
Yes.
We need 10 of those in any 7 consecutive days,
Yes.
and we will be giving that out. We'll probably do a video of it too. Put all the names in a hat, give you a little shout out, and pull one out, and we will ship. With a P,
Yes, that
ship
is correct.
You those figures.
Is there any restrictions? This should probably be for the United States only.
No, we said international.
Oh, international. Okay, international.
If
Wherever you
any
are.
of you guys want to support us, we will appreciate any kind of support.
Yeah, so get it.
No matter
And
what.
not only that, but we're going to be doing cool giveaways that you can only get on our Patreon account. Cool story, bro. Oh, God.
We
Stephanie.
actually do that. We do. If you
live.
Sign up for
How
one
dare
of our
you.
like
What?
highest tier Patreon.
Joe?
Hey, we got another.
Whoa,
We
super-
made it. We made it, Josh. Woo! We're at 100 on Patreon.
Thank you so much, Don Gatewood. We really appreciate it. Common Rider Blue 01. It is now up to $10, and we appreciate your super chat for $10.
Wait, we should send him a special gift. Can we send? Well, it's not on Patreon. I can send him a special gift, right?
Yeah.
You do whatever you want, Joe.
So we're gonna send you an autographed Lightning Collection action figure from Brennan Mejia. of his Red Dino Charge Ranger.
Yes.
So
that's perfect.
that'll be coming to you, John Gatewood. Thank you for getting us over the hump.
Wow.
On Patreon, we will send you a message so you can give us your address of where to ship it to.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for
And
all
this
of
is
your
big
support.
because
We really appreciate
now
it.
that we got it, we're definitely going to do the AMA with a number of us once again.
Yeah.
So
If you
Wait,
have
but-
any special requests of who you want on the AMA, go ahead and put that
Two
in
quick
too.
things that I know that you guys were asked yesterday, and I want to clear up this because I wasn't
yeah.
here to answer these. Number one, you said, can you submit fan pitches for Cosmic Protectors? Yes, you can. Whether or not
okay.
those are going to be chosen, we don't know. However, Josh says,
wait until I get a release form so that they can send those so that they can't sue us.
yes.
Thank you. That's what I was thinking. That's why I said originally. That's why I was saying no because I know how that
Yeah,
is.
we'll definitely be having those fan pitches be a part of this. The AMA we will schedule the AMA that we now have to do.
Yes.
And that the first AMA we'll figure out who should be on. I probably should be me, JD, and maybe Josh and you.
Yeah.
So the four of us will do
Well,
it.
well, you and JD and Josh, since you guys are creating it, I feel like that would be a really good AMA, and then maybe we could get some of the voices and characters for the second one.
Yeah. That's smart.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
Love
here's
it.
the cool thing. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about Cosmic Protectors since we're kind of talking about this all right now. Cosmic Protectors is a fan-made Power Ranger motion comic and audio drama. You can support us by going to our Patreon account, which is going to be in the chat right now, but it's also in the description in this video.
Patreon.com/conflictprotectors.
That's right. Now, what we're doing here that's going to be different than all... So, I know a lot of you fans have been burnt out along the way with a lot of these Power Ranger crowdfunded things because A, maybe they didn't happen, or B, maybe they were just too expensive. We're not asking for your money. That's what I want to make sure to tell you is we are not asking you guys to fund this for us because regardless of how much you give us or how much you don't, it's going to come out. It's
We're
coming
funding
out.
it
Yeah,
ourselves.
it's coming out either way. Now, what this money is really going towards is how fast it's going to come out because we want to get this out as quick as we can to you guys. Now, a lot of the characters we created are created in the world of Power Rangers, but the goal, at least for our goal, is obviously it's not going to be main canon because that's their own thing, but this is going to be our canon, which is going to include not just Power Rangers, but we're going to be doing Common Riders and all masked heroes. We're going to implement all of it to build a bigger world for you guys that you guys can actually follow. Now, a lot of the cast members and crew members here are doing some of the voices, but we're not the only ones.
Thompson says Elle's a boss.
You are the
That
boss.
is the name of one of the characters that I am voicing.
Oh, damn!
That's right.
You know what's up.
Do we want to tell them what BOSS stands for? It's not a secret, right?
Yeah,
It's not
you
a
can say
secret.
it, you can
I
say
did a
it.
post. So
So BOSS, Elle is voicing a character. She's going to be voicing another character too, but
Yeah.
she is voicing one of the first characters in this. It's called the character's name is BOSS, stands for Binary Organizational Security System.
it's not going to sound like me though. We're going to put a little effects on it.
Oh,
So it
yeah.
sounds more like
Yeah.
I'm a robot.
Right.
Because I don't know how to do that naturally.
So honestly, this is
This
going to be a lot of fun, but not just are some of us going to be Rangers. You guys have the opportunity as well. How do you guys become Rangers? You can find out on our Patreon. And we're not adapting. We're adapting. This first season we're adapting is going to be Q Ranger.
Yeah.
But we're not relegating it to just Q Ranger because
It's going to expand.
it's going to expand in a big way because all of the stories that you guys heard about from Super Mega Force when they had the Prism Powers and Battalion and all that other stuff, that's also going to be a part of this. But also seasons that don't have names that came before and after Power Rangers. We're adapting it all. We're going to make this into a giant world, and you guys can be a part of that action as well. Now, here's a cool thing. If you've ever wanted to be a Power Ranger into this world, you can be. And it's not just a fan-made world, even though it kind of is, but there's also Rangers involved. And I kind of want to show a video of now this week we as we do here on Sundays, we like debuting line art to the new characters. Well, we have the person that's their line art that's in a second. We're going to have the person's line art that's actually presenting her character to you
I'm
guys.
so excited for this.
But until that, let me know when that video's ready because I could keep stalling.
Yes.
But that's going to be happening.
This has
Someone's
been a big
asking you a
secret. We
question.
haven't been able to say anything until now. You guys are going to be the first to hear this announcement. I'm super
big.
excited.
Yeah.
I'm
big.
super
Who's going to be
excited.
Cosmic Protector's big bad? Actually, that's a great question.
Well, no, who's gonna voice Cosmic? They don't want to know who the bad guy is. who's going to be voicing him?
I feel like
The
that's
big
too
bad?
much of a giveaway.
Well, I mean, if we say who's voicing Cosmic
Well,
Big Bad?
it depends. Here's the cool thing about what we're doing with
depends
this.
what story
It
arc.
also depends on who you consider the big bad to be.
That's true.
Because there's going to be a lot of villains that they're going to run up against, and also people that might seem like villains that might not be. But anyway, I want to introduce the next person's line art, and actually, they're going to introduce it themselves. So go ahead.
Hey guys, this is Tracy Lynn Cruz, also known as Ashley from Power Rangers Turbo and Power Rangers in Space. Here's a first look at my character design for Power Rangers Cosmic Protectors, where I'll be reprising my role as Ashley Hammond. And in this version, you'll meet Counselor Hammond. And for more information, you can check out our Patreon, or you can follow us on Instagram or Facebook at Cosmic Protector.
So yes, cat's out of the bag. Our first big ranger that's going to be a part of Cosmic Protectors is Tracy Lynn Cruz.
Wow.
Reprising her role is Ashley Hammond. In this version, you're going to meet Counselor Hammond. What is the
Yes.
council all about? We'll find out in Cosmic Protectors. But she's also going to actually be on the show, or on the show every month. And she is not the only ranger involved, but she is the first one we're
And we are
debuting.
not going to
That's
reveal anything else, so you got to stay tuned on all our social media and on this show and our Saturday Retro show.
Yes,
Not
so-
Retro, Ranger show.
Ranger Show.
Yep, and also, like I said, if you guys want to be more involved in Cosmic Protectors, join our Patreon. If you guys want to find out more of the Rangers that are coming on and through some of the interviews, join our Patreon. That is the best way to stay on top of this. I think we did solid work today. We did the Lord's work.
We definitely
The Lord
did.
Zedd's
We did
work.
the Lord Zed's work.
We did the Lord Zedd's work today.
That's right. That's right.
We're gonna miss
Shout
you.
out. We're gonna miss you definitely.
Yeah, rest in power, Robert Axelrod. This one's for you, my friend. And may the power protect all of you. Cheers.